Today we're going to be interviewing Ben Strickland. Hi Ben, thanks for having me in your studio. No worries, let's get down to business. Please describe the context that you have chosen for your work. My outcome will be projected onto the outside of a branch at Starbucks at night. How and why is this context appropriate for your project? The animation will be anti-Starbucks, featuring overpriced drinks and how their union busting will put them out of business if enough people realise it's wrong. Showing the outcome on a Starbucks is obviously perfect, however if I were to screen it in the day it's likely the managers would protest against my protest. Logistically also, at night the projector will show up better. How would you like your work to be engaged with? I would like people to come and view the screening. I plan to make the screening a quiet protest like Banksy often does, with no police or Starbucks managers watching. To keep old Bill away, I won't invite many people, but I will film it and screen it also on YouTube so that it can reach the masses undisturbed. What kind of response do you hope your work will create? Anger from Starbucks when they see that their store became a blank canvas for me to project my animation onto. I would also like to get more people thinking about Starbucks' ideology is fundamentally wrong and it's morally unjust to treat workers that way. What contribution do you want this piece of work to make to the problem? Over the course of the project, mainly in March, I plan to get to know independent coffee shop managers. I appreciate that after how much work www.stopstarbucks.com has put in, it's very unlikely that Starbucks will stop the way they treat workers just because of my animation. But if my animation can convince maybe 100 people to bypass Starbucks and buy their drinks from an independent, I will be happy. Why does this problem mean anything to you? After the King Blues gig in October, I found myself participating in protests with unions, developing a sense that what the current government are doing is wrong. I'll be part of a union when I work, and I wouldn't stand for my employer taking that right away from me. So I don't think that Starbucks should be able to take their workers' rights away, especially if that job is their career and not just a Saturday job. How much support and/or resistance do you expect to encounter during your project? The main worry is that the police may poke their noses in and try and ask for a licence to project it, or Starbucks security will have someone still there to ruin our fun. However, with support I'm going to speak to independent coffee shop owners to raise awareness that way, and hopefully have a small crowd to watch my animation made up of coffee shop owners and people who support the cause. Back to the studio. Thought this was the studio. Well, it just sounds right, doesn't it? It just sounds right. Back to the studio. Back to the studio. Weather today is going to be cold, wet and windy.